What's up, y'all? I was just making another video, another random video, of course. Before the new year. I'm sorry I look a mess. I literally just woke up like 15 minutes ago. But yeah. So last video I made, that I'm gonna upload before this one, which is basically a little bit of pickups that I did this month or whatever, and some of them were like birthday gifts for myself and Christmas gifts for myself because my birthday is the 3rd of December. I'm 27 now, and I don't know how to feel about that. I feel old, and well, I know I said this when I had turned, what was it, 24 or 25? I said the same thing. So, I mean, but I'm getting closer to 30, and I feel like I still haven't accomplished anything in my life the way I wanted to. I know you got to be careful what you see on the internet and stuff like that. You shouldn't put your business out there, and I understand that. But at the same time, sometimes you got to vent. You got to let a lot of shit out your system. This past month, after my birthday, has been very busy because I literally went 2 weeks without a day off, just working straight. That week of my birthday, I think I did a double. I'm trying to remember what day it was. I don't know if it was Friday or that Wednesday or something. I gotta check my schedule again. But I had there was a week when I did 2 doubles in a row and 1 overnight. So I basically did evening, overnight, double, Friday, and that Saturday, and that Sunday. I had to turn right back around and do an overnight. When I tell you my body was jacked up from that, and now my sleeping patterns are fucked up because my schedule is not consistent. And what I mean about not consistent is there's weeks that I can go just doing doubles throughout the week, and then there's other weeks where I don't do any overtime at all. So when you're not doing the same schedule consistently every day, it starts fucking with your body. As you can tell from my voice, I feel like I'm starting to get sick because, and I knew this was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because I'm not getting adequate amount of sleep. I'm been fucking up on my diet, to be honest with you. I gained a couple of pounds and I'm not too happy about that. I don't want to sound superficial or whatever, but you got to be careful, and I'm trying to eat as healthy as I can now while I'm still young, because I know it's going to hit me later on in my life if I continue to fuck up my body like this. But that issue with food and all the other stuff. And I don't know. I just there's been a lot of things going on, a lot of things in my mind. I'm not feeling a lot of things anymore the way I used to. Work has been very stressful. I'm not gonna lie. It's been extremely stressful, and the way they have things going at my job is not conducive for anybody. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anymore because, like I said, you got to be careful what you say and how you say it. But I'm gonna just leave it at that. You know what I mean? Y'all put 2 and 2 together, basically. But excuse me. It's just it's been hard. I've been busy. There's times when I don't have the time to myself and the time to, talk to everybody I want to talk to and stuff like that. So it's been really hard. I think I need to start taking some time for myself because it's not always about work. You know what I mean? You can't be stuck at a job like that because it'll make you depressed and it'll make you antsy and irritable and shit like that. The other day I yelled at somebody and I feel really bad about that because it wasn't that person's fault, and because I've been so frustrated that, one little thing someone does wrong, you just unleash the dragon, basically. You know what I'm saying? And I feel really bad about that because I don't like doing things like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm coming out of my character. Then, I don't want to sound crazy, but sometimes I worry about my mental state. And what I mean about that, not suicide or anything like that, God forbid, but um sometimes I feel like between the frustrations and stuff, I may be harboring something like bipolar or something like that. And, I already know I have PTSD. That I already know. There's no doubt about that because of a lot of things that happen that some I've already mentioned before, some things I won't mention because, like I said, you got to be careful what you're saying into that. But I went through a lot of things in my life. Bullying being one of them. I would definitely mention the bullying part because people need to know how that affects others. That contributed to my PTSD. So, but I feel like there's just a lot of things going on that may be developing into something else. I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist or anything, but what I realized is that sometimes you gotta be your own doctor. You know what I'm saying? Because you are the only one that knows your body and you know what's going on. Like I knew I was getting sick, for example, and lo and behold, you can hear by my voice, I'm getting sick. So, and there's warning signs. Some people ignore the warning signs. I've been not necessarily ignoring it per se, but I've been pushing it back so that I can do my job adequately. And you can't do that to yourself because eventually your body's going to shut down. I know it's going to be a matter of time if I continue this route of overworking and doing all these hours and stuff like that. It's going to be a matter of time before I shut down. And it's not going to be good. I went to the hospital before, but it's going to be bad. And I'm praying that's not the case. That's why I'm going to try to take it a little easier. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to say no. The paycheck may be good. You know what I mean? But sometimes you got to say no. Because it's not worth your health. Because then now you got medical bills you got to pay off. You know what I'm saying? On top of the bills you already have. And all this other shit. And then you probably had one issue with your health before that. Now you got 20 issues on top of that. So it's like sometimes it's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's easier said than done, though. And on a side note, I have been trying to cope with my issues with music and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, the only time I really get a chance to relax is when I come home. And by then I have to go to sleep. So I really don't get a chance to unwind 100%. This weekend I kept off, sort of, because tonight I have to do an overnight. So I only picked up an overnight for Sunday because I wanted at least majority of my weekend off. Because the last weekend that I was off, I worked. So the only time I had off was when I had gotten home Sunday morning, and I spent majority of that day sleeping because I had did 2 doubles before that. So I couldn't enjoy my weekend. This time I did. However, I still have stuff that I have to do before I go to work. I have laundry, I have all this other stuff. And the irony about that is, as far as the laundry is concerned, at work I have to do laundry. So I'm so busy doing other people's laundry, I can't do my own laundry. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. But my birthday, it was busy because I had to work. But like I said, I went out with my coworkers, and I really appreciate them coming out and showing me a good time like that. That meant a lot to me. That meant more to me than anything. And I can't thank them enough for that. You know what I'm saying? Christmas was very busy because I had to do a double. Goes back to this double shit. I had to do a double. And it was hard. You know what I'm saying? Because this is another Christmas I spent away from my parents. even when I was still living with my parents, I was at work. You know what I'm saying? I spent so many Christmases at work for the past few years. I can't really give a definite amount because I really don't know. But past few years I spent at work, and it kind of does something to your psyche. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Thanksgiving. I spent majority of Thanksgiving at work or in messed up situations and things like that. And also, and I had mentioned this a long time ago on one of my older videos from 2016. I can't believe we're talking 3 years at this point, but yeah. I still feel like at 27 years old that people don't want to accept me for who I am, and I'm still battling with that. I don't like conforming to the way society wants people to be. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because I'm a Sagittarius, and Sagittarians are known to be very blunt, very honest, very independent. You cannot fuck with their freedom at all. The minute you mess with a Sagittarius is freedom. That's it. You know what I mean? So I'm very touchy about my freedom. My freedom, part of my freedom is the way I express myself. Some people I've been accused of being gay and things like that, and there's no disrespect to anybody that is, but I'm not. But people don't believe that because they have their own opinions about people and stuff like that. So I have to deal with that. Then I have to deal with people telling me that I need to grow up. Now, at 27 years old, I don't know everything, and I'm not going to pretend I am. I do. But if I have to grow up, that's my problem. That's not anybody else's problem. I have to live with that. I have to face myself at the end of the day in front of the mirror and figure out shit. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not telling you what you need to do with your life, please don't tell me what to do with mine. I already know the things that I have to deal with and I have to figure out. If your opinion is not conducive, don't say nothing. Don't speak about things you don't know. And I have to learn that too, because as humans we naturally judge. That's just how it is. It is human nature, believe it or not, and it shouldn't be, but it is. But we have to learn how to stop that, because you don't know what's going on in someone's life. And you can't throw stones from a glass house. Majority of human beings have skeletons in their closet. Not literally, or I hope not, you know what I'm saying? Because otherwise you're a serial killer. But in a metaphorical sense, we all have skeletons in our closet. There's always something that we're hiding from people that we don't want them to know about our character and things like that. So we shouldn't throw stones from a glass house, and we shouldn't judge people. Some people are in worse situations than us. Some people are in better situations than us. You don't know unless you sit down and you speak to people. Being in the medical field for these past few years, I've learned so much from people of all walks of life, of all shapes and sizes, of all ages. And some of the stories that people tell you, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? And I've gone through things in my life too. It's been periods of times when I've said, oh, boo-hoo, why me? I shouldn't go through things like this. But I have to, there's periods of times when I can be self-centered. I'm a very giving person, and anybody that knows me will tell you that. But there's times when I can be very self-centered, and I have to learn how to stop doing that too. Because I'm not the only one going through intense situations. However, not everybody takes the same thing the same way. I was talking to my sister about this too the other day, ironically. I was talking to someone else about it too. What may be easier for me may be harder for you, and vice versa. What may be nothing to somebody, like a spilled cup of milk, may be the apocalypse to somebody else. And that's why it goes back to why you cannot judge people. You don't know how people cope with pain, how people cope with judgment, how people cope with things like that. We don't cope the same way. We are the same as far as the human condition, and we go through things. But we don't get out of those situations the same. And we have to respect that. And I feel like people don't respect that for others, and people don't respect that for me. You can't tell everybody the same story. The same story is not going to affect the same people. That's the problem right there. And people don't respect other people's coping mechanisms. And believe it or not, I'm a very shy person. I'm a very sensitive person. So little things will and can set me off at times because I just don't understand that. Especially racism and stuff like that sets me off because I don't understand that shit. I don't understand how you can hate somebody over color, over and it's not just racism, it's sexism too, over gender and stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm not going to react the same way as somebody else. Someone else might say, oh, fuck it, it don't bother me. I am who I am, and that's the way it is. Good for that, you know what I'm saying? Bong bong and more power to you, but not everybody copes that same way. You can't just expect somebody to have that roll over their shoulders the way it rolls over yours. It doesn't go that way. So just a little venting before the new year. And 2017, when I had mentioned before, when I had did that video about 2017, it didn't start as a good year for me at all. A lot of shit happened that year to me that, like I said, I don't want to speak on it because it is what it is, but that's why I'm not really much of a New Year person the way I used to be. When I was a kid, it was one thing. You're a kid, everything is different, but I stopped giving a fuck about the new year a long time ago. But this new year is different because now we're approaching a new decade at this point. And it's crazy because at this point it'll be 20 years between 2000 and 2020. That's 20 years. That's 2 decades within the 21st century already. So a lot has happened between 2000 and 2020. And for me, I'm having to kind of deal with being an adult for 7 years. Because some people say you're really an adult at 21. I should say 6 years. 6 years being an adult and not really accepting it and stuff like that. And I'm being honest here. There's been times when I have rushed my age. Let me be 21 already, this, that, and the third. And now when I turned 21, it was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you can't get away with things. Same thing for when I turned 18. When I turned 18, for me, it was an accomplishment because some people don't make it to certain ages. Now that I'm 27, I will always look back at people. I don't want to sound miserable or anything, but I will always look at people that didn't make it to 27 or past 27, like Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Brian from the Rolling Stones. I forgot his last name, but he had died at 27 in some freak accident or something. Bon Scott from AC/DC, I don't know if he died at 27, but he died pretty young. Biggie and Tupac was 25 or 24. Biggie was turning 25. Tupac was already 25. So I made it past 25, but then you look at the people that died at 27, Jim Morrison and stuff like that. And then you look at the people that died at 30. You know what I'm saying? Easy died at 30. And so on and so forth. It's like, I don't want to compare myself to celebrities because that's not good. You shouldn't do things like that. And even people that's not celebrities but passed away young. There's this kid that used to bully me, and I found out a couple years back that he had died, and I don't know, it's messed up. I didn't know how to feel about that because when someone bullies you and then you hear that he passed away, I'm sorry he passed away, but it's I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But he died young, you know what I'm saying? Because I think he was like 23 or 24 or something like that. It's a lot of people you hear throughout the neighborhood, like back in Coney Island, a lot of people was passing away in their 20s. And I did have a friend a long time ago that passed at 9 years old from an asthma attack. You know what I'm saying? Just like little things like that, you never know. That's why you have to be grateful for what you have and the years that you do have living, because you never know. And death doesn't discriminate at all. Doesn't matter how old you are, how famous you are. You could be gone like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to live my life as much as I can before, God forbid, I'm no longer here. You know what I'm saying? So for the new year, I really want to get to a point in my life when I'm settled. You know, I have my own place. Uh, I have a stable job, so I'm not really going to speak on that. Thank God for that. Do thank God for that every day. But as far as an apartment's concerned, stable, have my own crib, my own car. You know what I'm saying? But I have to continue with my driver's lessons first before I do that. And I finally want to get to the point in my life when I don't let things bother me. And that's going to take a long time, because they don't just come to you at 27. It don't just come to you at 30. It don't just come to you at 40. You have to really get to a point in your life when it doesn't bother you. But everything bothers me. So I don't know when that's going to happen, when it won't bother me anymore. We'll see what happens. But like I said, I'm a very shy person. A lot of people don't know that, because now I'm a little bit out of my shyness. I came out of my shell a little bit versus how I was a few years ago. That's another thing within the new year that I'm happy about. It's not necessarily a resolution, but it's more of a thankfulness and gratitude that I finally got to the mature level, or got to the level in general. I shouldn't really say mature level. I'll take that part back. But I finally got to the level where I came out of my shell and I can kind of have that relationship with people now. Because when you're shy, it's hard to open up to people. I still am at a point where if someone doesn't talk to me, I don't talk to them. If someone starts talking to me, I start talking to them and stuff like that. Start opening up. But I still have a wall around myself that I don't let people through, because I can't trust people the same way. I don't trust people the same way. To be honest with you, the only people I really know here in Rochester are my co-workers and some of my neighbors. I don't talk to anybody else outside of that circle, with the exception of the people, of course, that I know back home in New York City. You know what I mean? Like my friends that I still fuck with and shit like that back home. But other than that, here, I don't fuck with people like that. That's just how it is, because I don't trust people, and I don't know how people roll and shit like that. So the only ones I really talk to and trust like that are my neighbors, and well, some of my neighbors anyway, and my coworkers. That's it. If it's outside of those two group of people, that's it. I don't talk to people like that. I know some people like, you gotta get out of that mentality. You gotta start opening up and start making friends elsewhere, outside. Um, I know I've spoken to people on the internet that I'm cool with too, but I haven't met them in person yet, so it's kind of hard, you know. But I still consider them cool people, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, by the way. But I mean, in a personal aspect, I don't know too many people. I keep my circle small because I can't trust people. That's just how it is. Especially after I have friends in the past that did a lot of hurtful shit to me. Friends, right? I have friends in school that did fucked up shit to me. That's why if I ever saw them again, I was like, hi and bye and get the fuck away from me because you know what you did. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people in high school in particular really hurt me. And it's like, I don't fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Not because I think I'm better than people. I don't think I'm better than people. It's because when someone hurts you to that level, you don't feel the same way for them. You know what I mean? You don't want to get burned twice by the same flame. But yeah, I'm going to stop venting because I don't want this video to be depressing. But I just wanted to get that off my chest, especially before the new year and stuff like that. I hope everybody had a good Christmas, like I said before. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a good 2019 overall. And if you didn't have a good 2019, I'm praying for you. I feel bad that you didn't because I know the feeling, you know what I'm saying? And if I could make it a good year for everybody, I would. More power to everybody for this new year for 2020, and I'll just pray that this next decade, God willing, is a little more easier for people than these past 2 decades have been. Because from 2000 to 2010, a lot of crazy shit happened, and then from 2010 to now, crazy shit happened. So let's just hope that this new year and this new decade, start of this new decade, is easier for people. Just like when people said the same thing about from 1980 to 1990 and from 1990 to 2000. So at this point, from 1980 to now has been almost 40 years. That's crazy in itself, you know what I'm saying? And from 1990 to now has been almost 30 years. So that's another thing that has to open up the eyes for us 90s kids, you know what I'm saying? At this point, we're approaching 30, you know what I'm saying? People that's born in the early 90s. So it ain't no joke, you know what I'm saying? We can't be doing the same shit that we accustomed to doing. Because now shit is real and we approaching the real deal here and we gotta get it together. That's just how it is. We gotta get it together, yo. Like the fact that so many years pass by so quickly is showing that time waits for no one and you gotta make do with the life you got for the time you got, because you ain't guaranteed it, yo. That's a whole fact. You ain't guaranteed this life. That's why I keep mentioning the fact that you start opening up your eyes at certain ages, because you see people around you don't make it to certain ages. Within the past 40 years or 39 years between 1980 and 2019, so many people, celebrities and non-celebrities alike, have lost their lives at young ages. So you gotta get yourself together. You gotta stay safe and stay focused, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know. And that's it. So hopefully this new year's all right. As far as 2019 for myself, it was okay. I managed to get a lot of things situated as far as my bills. I got a lot of bills off my credit, thank God. And 2019 was good in the aspect of excuse me, accomplishing a lot of things and doing a lot of things I wanted to do. I took a lot of vacations, actually, now that I think about it. I took a lot of vacations this year because I had to. So I did a lot of things for myself. Visited family. As I showed the videos before, went to a lot of concerts that I was dying to go to since I was a fucking kid. The Wu-Tang concert was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. The New Kids on the Block concert with Naughty by Nature, and the fact that I met Naughty by Nature in person. meant so much to me, yo. And that in itself, for me, was a sign that I made it in life. Like, damn, I met my favorite people or whatever. 2020 is basically the same deal. I'm gonna try to go out and go to as many concerts and as many vacations as I can, because you have to live your life. You have to. You know what I'm saying? My next vacation, I'm planning on going to Los Angeles again. And this time I'm going to spend a whole week so I can enjoy it. And yeah. But 2019 was okay. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. It was good. But it was eye-opening, and it was a year of clarification and a year of growth for myself. So hopefully that was the case for everybody else. This video ended up being a half hour long, and I apologize for it. But yeah, let me get myself together, and I'll catch y'all in the new year, basically. So happy new year to y'all, and God bless, and I'll catch y'all next time, you know what I'm saying? Peace.